No strangers here, Nicole. All of these players are familiar with each other, having come from the Pac-12.
They are, and the Pac-12, the toughest conference in the nation. They have been playing at a high level, always battling each other. They know each other well. They know the tendencies. Who's going to come and be ready to own it?
Well, in our last duel, Cal Poly was able to beat Florida State for the first time in program history. Cal has never beaten UCLA, 0-16. Well, Devin Newberry, we'll be seeing her at the 2. She's been an inspiring story, Nicole, because she had a shoulder injury that could have taken her out of the game, but she's back to full strength. Here she is in her own words about that moment with the surgery.
I had shoulder surgery 2 years ago in June. I just kind of torn up my whole shoulder, and I knew that I had to make the decision to get surgery if I wanted to continue. I got to make my debut match in March, and in my second match against SC, I went up to swing a ball in like the first set, and I just heard a huge crack in my shoulder, and I just knew from that point forward I was going to have to wait longer before stepping on a court. But I always say that it was the biggest blessing in disguise, because I was able to make my debut match again against SC. And so it was kind of a full circle moment, and it was so special, and then I've been playing ever since. This is the exact stage I wanted to be at when I was thinking about leaving college for the last time.
Well, I know you've been following Devin Newberry for a long time.
Well, she has been a fun player to watch, even from a young juniors player, but that last hit we saw, she hit it with her left hand, Sam, and she hurt her shoulder and then finished that match playing left-handed. It was one of the most gritty performances I think we've ever seen, and it brings tears to your eyes just to see that. But here she is back out here playing better than ever, and really this pair of Newberry and Perry Brennan, they are fun to watch, very electrifying.
Again, I touched on this a moment ago, but it bears repeating. UCLA has never lost to Cal, but we have that same dynamic in our previous duel with Florida State and Cal Poly, and Cal Poly got its first win in program history against FSU. We're underway. This is the 2s. Donnelly and Peters on the right side of your screen from Cal against Newberry and Brennan of UCLA there on the left.
And Emma Donnelly in the net on that first touch, just a little bit too tight, trying to reach for that block.
So Perry Brennan will go back to serve. He's a Top Flight Award winner last year at the 2s as well with Abby Van Winkle, and now a Top Flight Award winner this year. Those Top Flight Awards are awarded to the top pairs at each court in the postseason. So obviously they won theirs at the 2s. It's interesting, this Cal team, because you got a 5'7", 23-year-old grad student. That would be number 99, Kendall Peters, playing with a 6'4", 19-year-old freshman, and Emma Donnelly, number 6, who's about to serve.
So there's that experienced pair with young partner situation that we've seen kind of throughout the teams, but spreading that knowledge across the 5 pairings has been something that's worked well for coaches.
Point Cal, UCLA in the net. Just looking forward to saying the word pokey, though, for the first time today. That's a beach volleyball term that you'll hear throughout the day.
The pokey, they'll get those 2 fingers up there, kind of in, if you're a TCU Horned Frog, you know, Texas has all those hand symbols. You do the Horned Frog symbol, and that's exactly what the pokey looks like.
That's a great analogy. That's a good way to put it. Especially if you're a TCU
Maybe they
fan.
call it the Horned Frog. We don't know.
TCU fans aren't very happy right now. They got upset by LSU yesterday. The Tigers will be in action in the final quarterfinal today. We'll be turning it over to Courtney Lyle and Holly McPeak for the rest of the day after this one. Kendall Peters, that grad student who came in from Tulane to Cal. An attack is touched by Cal, and that is a big block to try to get around an Emma Donnelly, the 6'4" freshman.
She does put up a solid block, but one thing UCLA is not going to do is be scared of it. They go up aggressively and they attack it, go for the high hands, try to tool it off the top of Donnelly's block so it's uncoverable. there are ways around it, and with a tight, good setting, you can keep Donnelly at the net and kind of also chip around her to try to score.
They've just switched sides for the first time. They do it every 7 points in the first 2 sets. After 21 points total are played, they'll take a timeout. And on this court also is UCLA's new head coach, Jenny Johnson-Jordan, one of the many legends in the sport that has come back to their alma mater to lead it. She took over for Stein Metzger this year after being his longtime assistant, and has just kept it going here at UCLA. They are right back in contention to try to win this title.
And yeah, she said those first 6 weeks after taking over were a bit crazy. Her husband was her assistant for a while, helping her out. Then her best friend came in before she hired Jose Loyola and Kelly Reeves. But Jenny Johnson-Jordan, just incredible career. But not only that, just as a player, person, coach, these athletes are so lucky to have her as a role model around. And
Hall of Famer, Olympian. And I remember Stein Metzger used to say, if it weren't for Jenny Johnson-Jordan, everybody would transfer. And now she's running the program, and Stein is taking on the task of creating the program at Texas. And a nice attack by Kendall Peters. This sport continues to grow. 97 schools now have beach volleyball. 17 made it here to Gulf Shores. Single elimination tournament. Today we play the quarterfinals and the semifinals. Championship duel tomorrow on ESPN, tomorrow morning, 11 Eastern. Peters sends it over. Set again, going to 21, win by 2. And again, they are tooling that Donnelly block.
well, that one, I actually like that touch off the block. I know it didn't come up, but Kendall Peters there on defense, 99 for Cal, put her knee down. I think she's quick enough that she could be able to get that next one up and lift it up for her partner.
Newberry talking it over with Brennan about where she's going to serve here. They took a little while before they made the decision. Again, this is the twos. All 5 courts going on. They all count as a point. Whoever wins 3 of the courts first wins the duel. We'll head up to the ones. And typically your ones are your best team. Lexi Denneberg and Maggie Boyd on the left side of your screen for UCLA. Sierra Caffo and Alex Young Gomez on the right side for Cal. That attack is put down by Lexi Denneberg. And Lexi Denneberg, Coach Jenny Johnson-Jordan said, may be the most powerful player they've had since Savvy Simo, who has obviously become a beach legend.
Well, keep your ears peeled, because when she hits the ball, you'll hear a big thump. That's for sure. She is powerful, dynamic. She can do it all. She's played defense. Now up at the net blocking. She has an incredible defender behind her in Maggie Boyd, a young sophomore for UCLA.
Sierra Caffo just scoring for the Cal Bears. Number 5 in navy blue. She transferred in from LSU.
One of Cal's best combos with the defense and block that they have in the lineup.
How about that serve? It tagged the back of the line. That back judge was all over it.
Well, Cal is certain it was an ace going for the water bottles. UCLA says, I want you to come take another look.
Ooh. Well, see, there's the ball mark.
There it is. You can't see the full circle there. You see part of it missing. So that tagged, looks like, at least from us.
So the up judge came down. Let's see what she's decided here. She'll indicate by the way she points her arm and agrees with the call. And going over for more explanation is Lexi Denneberg.
And she's like, okay, got it. All right, now we move on.
And then she apologized to the other team for delaying. I mean, the sportsmanship. It is one of the characteristics
People
of this
make
sport.
good plays, you know, on defense. Sometimes you get frustrated, you don't get a ball up. I learned that the hard way, getting frustrated when I moved over to defense. But at the end of the day, people are good. They make good cuts. They make good hits. You're not going to get them all. You got to be patient and wait for when you get your time.
It is such a refreshing environment to be in, because obviously there's so much intensity when these pairs are playing, but typically the intensity is never directed at the opponent. There's so much respect in this sport for your opponent. There's music going on between the matches. It's just a nice feel out here. And all these head coaches, I mean, they're full of the Hall of Famers, Olympians. Caffo attacks to the open court.
A nice hustle there by Alex Young-Gomez. Calm back set, lifting it for Sierra Caffo to put that in that corner pocket. And yeah, these athletes know each other well. Not only do they play against each other, but in the summertime, they play as many tournaments as they can, and they sometimes pair up with their opponents during the school year.
Sierra Caffo wanted us to say her name a lot today because she's a massive Swiftie.
Okay.
And she's hoping that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are watching this on ESPN2, and that Taylor Swift will actually hear her name on television.
All right. I love that.
So let's say Sierra Caffo a lot.
Maybe she's going to try to pick Taylor Swift up as a beach partner this summer. How do we know?
Caffo, again, started her career at LSU, has now gone back home to California from San Diego, playing Cal. And Coach Megan Owusu said the distinguishing thing about this pair is they're two of the best setters on the team, but they did not win yesterday in the overall dual win against Long Beach State. This was the only pair for Cal to drop a match. But they have responded nicely here in the first set so far. Cal with a slight lead.
And what a rip from Maggie Boyd at the service line. She is an elite player.
Young-Gomez called out, but Caffo still played it. They just had a little conversation about that. She thought the serve was going to go out. When you're in that dynamic, Nicole, who ultimately has responsibility? Is it the receiver or the player saying out?
Well, you're calling that ball before it even crosses the line, honestly. But that was a hard topspin serve that Boyd brings, and it's going fast. So you've got to make that split decision. I'd rather go for it than let it hit the line and it be an ace, and especially when we're here for a chance to go to the semifinals.
Boyd back to serve for UCLA. Sophomore from Flower Mound, Texas. And they will take a timeout after 21 points. Cal leading 11-10. We go to the threes now. Every match is still in the opening set across the 5 courts. UCLA on the left, Cal on the right. Brower with the successful attack. Brower, a 6'1" redshirt freshman. Again, another Midwesterner that has found their way to this sport from Naperville, Illinois. Playing with the Californian Jesse Smith, who is about to serve. And Fisher, number 4 for Cal, number 11 there. So we move over her head. That's Mary Lou Pally. Smith to serve. Smith's 3rd NCAA experience. Point Cal.
Well, that's when you're thankful that the net helps you out in your favor. Going again, that was the good example of a pokey, that high hand trying to get rid of it.
Big lead for UCLA at that court, though. We go to the 4s now, where Sherman and Colligan are having a good start for the Golden Bears as they have now increased their lead to 6, 13-7 here in the first set against Van Wiegel and Whitmarsh. And let's look at Colligan.
This is a really fun pair to watch here for the Cal Bears. They were at the 5s for Pac-12 championships, moved up to the 4 pairing for this tournament, and they have really complemented each other well in their styles of play and their energy on the court.
So we're hitting the 21-point mark just about the same time across most of these courts. So we'll step away for a moment, but we're still in the opening set across all 5 courts. Whoever wins 3 of these matches first wins the duel, moves on to the semifinals. Cal has never beaten UCLA. They are in the midst of trying to do a program first, and we're in the midst of a beautiful day in Gulf Shores.
Coach Stein, a full decade with the UCLA Bruins. Now you're back, obviously starting the program at Texas, but you're back watching UCLA now. Do you have a soft spot for the Bruins still?
Oh, no question. In fact, I've felt starved for information all year long. I've known some of these athletes for a quarter of their lives, and I have a soft spot for them, and I've been really looking forward to getting out here and watching them play and cheering them on.
What's it like coming here and watching as a spectator, a recruiter, and not just a coach right now? Are you able to gather more things from this tournament that maybe a spectator only could?
Yeah, I feel like when you're coaching, you've got this tunnel vision and you're focused. I'm able to sit back and kind of observe the whole crowd and start thinking of ideas on how we can grow the sport, make the sport better, continue to make it really fan-friendly. And I'm really excited about the possibility of this sport and excited about the potential for the SEC to really help grow the sport and take it further.
My last question for you, does the SEC really just mean more?
Well, I think that's the growth marketplace. California, there's a bunch of great schools. The level's great out there. Like, where are we going to find the next spot in the U.S. where we can grow the sport and bring more participation and also a higher level? And I think that's the SEC.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach.
So obviously Stein hasn't been to the SEC indoctrination yet. I think Madison was giving him a little dig there as a former ACC Seminole.
That's right.
Oh, that was good.
She knows what she's doing.
Good job, Maddie. Stein Metzger, though, was really the architect of this UCLA program and now has passed the baton to Jenny Johnson-Jordan, who was at his side throughout that entire run as the head coach. And I said it earlier, but it's just one of the great quotes. With the transfer portal and where we are in college athletics, he said this a couple of years ago, that he thought everybody would transfer if it wasn't for Jenny Johnson-Jordan.
Well, they're both incredible coaches, and as Jenny Johnson-Jordan told us, look, I took over the program when Stein left, but I'm trying to blend the old with the new. Take what we did, because there are so many good parts of what they did together to build UCLA up, and then also put her own thumbprint on the program as head coach.
And good to hear him talking about not only Texas, but the SEC perhaps.
That's right.
Bringing in beach volleyball, because right now it is not an official sport. LSU and South Carolina have teams, but they have to play in beach volleyball only conferences.
He was subtly putting out that challenge.
Couple of next big steps for this sport, and that is for it to be a fully scholarship sport with every player, or at least maybe 10, having full scholarships, and the other is to get some of the bigger conferences to add it as an official sport, so then it could be on things like the SEC network and the ACC network.
That would be awesome. Incredible growth.
Right now, though, Cal and UCLA battling it out for the right to move on to the semifinals. We're getting close to finishing some opening sets at the threes. UCLA has a set point at the twos on the right side of your screen, 19-16 in favor of UCLA. Remember, we're going to 21 win by 2 in all these opening sets across the 5 courts. UCLA serving on the left. That serve went out. They still have a set point, though. So now look to the right. Cal serving. And UCLA will have a set point at the twos on the right side of your screen. So UCLA in white with a set point on both sides of the screen, but Cal has now saved 2 straight points at the threes on the left. Big deficit, though, for Pally and Fisher to overcome. To the right, set point UCLA. Cal saves another one. How about Cal?
That's the thing. It's
hanging
slow
in
and steady, as they talked about. Come out, play free.
Still set point on both courts for UCLA. They are in white. That serve is out at the twos, so UCLA wins the opening set there. And now to the threes. Set point UCLA. They're in the middle of the rally. Brower and Smith. This is Brower attacking. Nice dig by Fisher. And that doesn't clear the net, so UCLA in a matter of seconds has just claimed the opening set on 2 different courts at the twos and the threes. We'll move down to the 5s, where UCLA getting close to winning another opening set. Natalie Miskowski, number 9 in white, along with her partner Hensley Alden. And about to serve as Ella Drybolts. Just playing with Laura Bowes. Drybolts has been a mainstay in this Cal lineup for quite a while. Drybolts attacks. Miskowski.
in the net for UCLA, so that turns in Cal's favor on that point. And as you said, Drybolts has been in this lineup a mainstay. She is a very calm and cool player, has great intensity. This is a pair here with Bose that are very close off the court. They were so excited when they got paired up to play together for these matchups.
Remember last year, Cal, even though they've been here 3 straight years, it was the first time they had ever won a duel, and it was Drybolts, number 32, who just served, that clinched the duel against Long Beach State to give Cal its first ever program duel win. She was playing at the 4s last year with Lexi McCowan. 4s in action. Cal has the lead here. Right now, 2 sets have finished. Oh, first set at the 2s, first set at the 3s, both going to UCLA. On the left side of your screen, Cal wins another point to get closer there. Whitmarsh getting ready to serve for UCLA at the 4s. Whitmarsh attacks. Sherman will put it up for Colligan. Cal wins another point. They will have a set point at the 4s now. And UCLA still hanging on with a set point at the 5s.
Well, it is a battle on that number 4 pairing. Those players are scrapping away, keeping the ball alive. You can see both head coaches on this court. And Colligan and Sherman, they have really been playing well since being paired up. Portia Sherman, number 7 for Cal. She just, I don't know, she gets so high off the sand, probably one of the highest I've ever seen, but worked so hard over the summer on her game and has worked also on that mental part of the game this summer. But coach said again, when she's playing free, like the motto of today for the whole team, is when she's playing her best. But a very talented athletic player.
Colligan and Sherman on the right side. They've only played in 6 duels together, but they've never lost. They're still undefeated. Set point UCLA at the 5, set point Cal at the 4s. UCLA saves a set point at the 4s. Wiskowski can't clear the net with that attack. The set continues at the 5s. So set point UCLA on the left side of your screen, set point Cal on the right side of your screen. Cal in the dark uniforms. Colligan sends it over and gives her team the opening set at the 4. So that's the first opening set Cal has won today. See if UCLA can close the door on this one. Not yet.
Not yet. You got to take care of that first ball contact when you're getting served. It's a lot of pressure, but just doesn't have to be perfect to the net. Right now, they need one side out. So all of these athletes, Sam, are capable of setting their partners nice sets if the pass is kind of in the middle and a little bit off the net. And that's what I would do in this moment.
Bose and Drybolts hanging in there. Drybolts about to deliver the serve again. They've just saved 2 set points in a row. Still set point for UCLA. Alden terminates, and UCLA closes the opening set with a 21-17 win. And so UCLA has taken the opening set at the 2s, the 3s, and the 5s. The only court still in the first set is here at the 1s. UCLA with the slight advantage on the left side of your screen. Dinneberg going line.
Wow, she is just so talented. She comes in hard and does her max jump, I think, every single time she's going up. Looks like she was going to go angle on that one, but she gets that thumb down and can really crank it down the line.
And gives her team a set point as well. Boyd with the good serve. And that off the net, and really was responsible for giving Cal that point.
It was, because that started off with an aggressive serve, got Cal into some trouble, but they managed to get that set up to the net, and with a little help of the net, the tape.
Things tightening up here. Still set point for UCLA. Cal can tie to be win by 2. Not going to happen. As coming through in the clutch is number 25, Lexi Dinneberg. And UCLA takes another opening set. So UCLA winning the first set at the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, and the 5s. Cal taking the first set at the 4s. We're into the second set now on every court. First to 21, win by 2. Whoever wins 3 of these courts wins the duel, moves on to the semifinals. We're halfway through the quarterfinals. UCLA and Cal here in Gulf Shores. How important was it for those seniors to come back?
Well, the calmness and steadiness that they talked about, Coach Jenny Johnson-Jordan saying it was huge for these young players coming in to see what it takes. But I remember last year, Sam, after that heartbreak loss they had, Lexi Denneberg was leaving, and I'm like, I don't know. I want to say, good, what a great year you had, but I wasn't sure. She looked at me, waved, and then she's like, I'm coming back next year. And I thought, oh, Nelly, look out. She's coming back and ready.
The heartbreak loss you're referring to was in the national championship duel to USC, when USC was actually the number 2 seed last year and won their 3rd straight NCAA championship. Right now, UCLA has the upper hand in terms of the sets going their way, first sets in these 2 out of 3 set matches. But Cafo and Young Gomez have come out with the 5-2 lead after the first 7 points here in the second set.
They haven't. Speaking of coming back, these players are as well coming back for Cal next year. So having this experience with them now playing together, who knows if they'll be paired up again, but it's looking good for them as they take the lead here in this second set and made some adjustments. Sarah Cafo's doing a nice job at the net. You've really got to put up a strong block against both these UCLA players, Denneberg and Boyd, because they are powerful.
Cafo serving. Alex Young Gomez went wide, looking for the touch.
And you can see on that set, Cafo pushing it out a little bit wider. They're doing that to create some movement on the UCLA block and trying to get her in trouble, maybe a little bit late to try to beat it.
Alex Young Gomez, number 22 for Cal. She was an incredible hockey player growing up in California. That's long on the attack. Cafo missing that.
And that on-2 option, when I say on-2, that play that she just did is what I'm referring to, something she's been looking to use more this season and improving.
Remember, Stein Metzger used to call Maggie Boyd is about to serve a beach wrap. So she has such a feel for the game. She's played so much just beach volleyball, pickup beach volleyball her whole life. That's her going over the block. Denneberg attacks, scores, smart shot. And Madison Fitzpatrick, the 3rd member of our team, actually played against these two. So, Maddie, your thoughts on Denneberg and Boyd?
Well, I think they're an incredible pair, obviously having 2 years of experience now together. On the side switch, I was listening in, and this is one of the reasons why they're so incredible. Lexi, as you guys said, very experienced. Maggie, a little bit more of a novice, but really talented for her age. And it was Lexi talking to Maggie on the side switch, giving her advice. Maggie's getting targeted on serve receive, so Lexi told her, focus on the pass and then come in hard, which means if you're not familiar to volleyball, that means on your approach, come in like you're going to hit that ball straight down. Approach with confidence, approach with aggression each time.
That's exactly right, and that's what will help open up the shots. So when you go in and you're not going to rip it, those soft shots will be more open because you're holding the defense back there for the big swing.
Denneberg, number 25 for UCLA this year, became the all-time wins leader in UCLA history, and that's quite an accomplishment with all the amazing players they've had come through that program. 131 career victories, broke the record. She did it against Stanford in the Pac-12 tournament. Up off the sand as Young Gomez attacks, and Cal gets the point.
And that set actually going past the antenna, the red and white marker there on the net. So all that Young Gomez had was angle. Maggie Boyd was still running to the line, but you cannot hit that antenna that's in the air. That's out of bounds. So usually you'd see the player shift into the angle since that was her only option.
Cafo will serve. Cal, if they're going to win this match, has to do it in 3 sets. First 2 sets go to 21, win by 2. A third set goes to 15, win by 2. And one match that has the potential right now to get a point for UCLA more than any other is at the 2s. Newberry and Brennan won the first set. They're at 15-10 here in the second. We haven't had a match finish across all 5 courts. Cal's trying to battle back from losing the majority of the opening sets.
And not a bad decision by Emma Donnelly of Cal to pull off the net and not stay up to block, but too powerful and just boinging off her hands there over to the other into the net.
Brennan ready to serve. Oh, nice shot by Emma Donnelly. Again, 6'4" freshman. Biggest block they've had, said Megan Owusu, the head coach.
Well, she told us earlier this year that every weekend she steps out and plays, or weekday, whatever it is, she comes out with a huge lesson. Her potential is so high, just a sponge and just willing to learn. And also learning that the team has her back no matter what.
There's the block by Donnelly. Hard to get around her. She pulls, does a good job. Now she'll attack. Hey, how about that?
That's right, and that's what we love about beach volleyball, Sam. She had 2 touches in that one. She pulls, makes the dig, and then gathers herself and comes in for the big rip.
Conley's one of those players, Nicole. We were picking up, the players fill out a questionnaire for us, and we learned this year that a lot of the players, especially the freshmen, learned beach volleyball during COVID because they couldn't play indoors. They had to go outside. And so a lot of the freshman class this year across the nation fell in love with beach during COVID.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity to get out there. You're still outside, away from people. And it really has helped them. I mean, these freshmen are coming in, and more than ever you see in the lineup, ready to step in and make impacts on the different universities.
Peters, after the ace, prompts UCLA to take a timeout. UCLA still has the lead here, but this is a court where they could get a point quicker than any other right now. Actually, the threes now, they're up 17-11. So UCLA has a set and a pretty good lead at 2 and 3. Look at the fives. Cal has turned that around in the second set so far after UCLA won 21-17. Cal up 11-3 there. So again, whoever wins 3 of these courts first wins the duel and moves on to the semifinals. Stanford and LSU coming up later today in our last quarterfinal. We bounce back up to the ones where Denneberg and Boyd have the slight lead for UCLA on the right side of your screen against Caffo and Young Gomez. Good crowd here today, and it's going to get even crazier when LSU plays after this. The Tigers traveled well. Baton Rouge is pretty close to Gulf Shores, Alabama.
Maybe they're the ones who started those big necklaces with the chains and all that, because they're everywhere now.
Boyd serving, rips it. A nice swing by Caffo. Caffo hits into the block. Gets the point for the Bears. They'll sit down after 21 points. We go to the threes, where Brower and Smith, again, good lead here, trying to give UCLA a point on the board. Brower, number 15 for UCLA in white, about to serve, playing with the redshirt freshman, or excuse me, with the junior Jesse Smith. Brower's a redshirt freshman.
Brower was here last year in the pink fanny pack club that UCLA does. The players that aren't in the 10, they're wearing the pink fanny packs around. She was cheering away last year, and here she is, finds herself in the lineup after a summer of hard work and just playing in every single tournament she could play in.
Yeah, Brower 15 in white. She was part of what you said is the pink fanny pack. I think we need to explain what that is. They're the teammates that aren't playing, and they literally have a pink fanny pack that has things like sunscreen, water, towels, chapstick.
All the necessities.
And they basically give their teammates whatever they need going from court to court. There they are.
Yeah, on the left side there.
A couple of them are standing just off the court. So they're on the far left of your screen, number 7 in white, not on the court. They have the pink fanny packs. Let's bring the twos in. Newberry and Brennan getting close also to giving UCLA a point in this duel. UCLA now with a match point at the twos. Newberry and Brennan. Again, this is one of those pairs that decided to come back this year to UCLA. Ace by Cal at the threes, but a match point for UCLA at the twos on the right side.
And wide open area. Devin Newberry of UCLA dropping off the net, not going up to block that one as Cal pushed it a little bit wider to Donley. She's doing a nice job with that first contact. And for Emma Donley of Cal, that was one of the biggest adjustments coming into the college environment of this level, was the ball control and really working on that first contact and then setting and getting that location.
So match point UCLA at the twos on the right side of your screen. That would give UCLA the first point in this overall duel against Cal. Cal looking for its first win in program history against UCLA, and UCLA does get the win at the twos. Brennan pops that into the open court, so UCLA leading 1-0 in the duel. And on this court, UCLA has lost 3 straight points as they are desperately trying to get that second point in this overall duel.
You can see them talking there, trying to strategize both teams. There's the hugs for the first dual point on the board.
And the pink fanny pack came out. Little pit stop, pit crew there. Smith. Fisher attacking, kept alive. And Cal battling has cut the lead to 2.
And Cal staying aggressive. Look, UCLA had that chance, came in with a soft pokey shot. And the end of the game here, you have to stay aggressive because, as Megan Owusu, the head coach of Cal, said, look, we want to come out, play free, and play aggressive.
Now we are into the quarterfinals. This is our third quarterfinal today. We'll have one more and then the semis later. But the NCAA Beach Volleyball National Championship duel is tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. For more information on the NCAA Beach Volleyball Championship, visit NCAA.com. Your home for all 90 NCAA championships. So here's where we stand. UCLA up 1-0 in this overall duel. You have to win 3 of these courts to win it and move to the national semifinals. UCLA winning at the twos earlier and getting close at the threes, the ones, and the fours. Cal has to win 3 of the remaining 4. UCLA just needs 2 victories.
Well, what a turnaround for Cal at the fives. Now 16-6 in that second set for Cal after losing the first.
They go back to the ones. Stenneberg and Boyd on the left side of your screen with a 5-point lead. Maggie Boyd.
And this was neck and neck as we checked in earlier, going back and forth with this lineup. But this is what this UCLA team can do, and why are they one of the top pairs in the country, as they can go on these runs. Maggie Boyd has a very strong topspin jump serve that she can rip and get people in a lot of trouble.
Cal just called a timeout. They want to talk it over. We'll go to the threes. This is getting close to being another UCLA point, as it is match point for Brower and Smith as they take a 20-17 lead here in the second set. This would put UCLA up 2-0. Brower and Smith going for their 23rd win of the season. Went for it and got it. An ace on match point. And UCLA is up 2-0 in the duel.
Kind of a delayed reaction there, looking back at the line judge. Was it in, was it out? But that's that aggressive play that's paid off for UCLA. That down the line, that was a tough one and a very risky serve.
We head down to the fives, where Cal is trying to force a third set here. Alden and Miskowski won the first set for UCLA. And Bowes and Drybolts have been leading this set by a large margin since the very beginning. They haven't surrendered the lead, but Cal is in trouble overall in the duel because UCLA only needs one more victory. 3 courts are remaining in action. This is one of them.
And a big rip from Laura Bowes. Another transfer from LSU that came over to Cal, and Coach Megan Owusu just so happy to have her. She's really brought a lot of wisdom and perspective. Another great communicator.
Back up to the ones. Point for Cal. They are running out of time. No room for error for the Cal Golden Bears. They have to win every match remaining to get past the Bruins for the first time in program history. UCLA, the number 2 seed this year, only 6 losses this season. All those losses to teams ranked inside the top 7. Bruins 3-3 this season against USC, the top seed. Nice serve. Denneberg attacking. Double contact called against Cal. Point UCLA.
Yeah, that's up to the ref on that one. The ball has to come out clean when you're hand setting, going overhead, and that one had a little bit of spin on it according to the ref. And when we're not talking, take a listen to what the players are saying to each other. It's really interesting the way they communicate what they're calling out there.
Maggie Boyd delivering the hammer. It's 18-12 UCLA here at the ones. The ones could decide it if this UCLA team hangs on. Boyd, the former freshman of the year in the Pac-12, but this team for UCLA was the national pair of the week earlier in March. Coming off an outstanding Pac-12 tournament, have rolled into the NCAAs. Boyd goes over the block. Was it touched though? No.
No, that was, you can see the smile on her face when she came down, that was, oh no, I missed that one. But they both have very powerful serves that can create that kind of overpass every single time that gives them those opportunities, but just a little too wide for Maggie Boyd on that attack.
Just to update you, the fours have split sets, so that's going into a 3rd set, but this could decide the overall duel. However, UCLA's just lost 2 points in a row to bring Cal within 4.
And now Cal serving Maggie Boyd. They made that switch over, but we're starting on, or had started on Lexi Denneberg, siding out both of these players. It's like, who do you serve? But right now getting some points off of Boyd.
3 matches remaining in action. The ones, the 4s, and the 5s. Boyd. Nice save by Caffo, and then a good get by Young Gomez. Boyd again, this time finds the open court. 19-14 UCLA.
Maggie Boyd has such a nice touch on that first contact, and she comes in, lines up close to her partner, and takes a quick little look before she puts her head up to make that approach.
UCLA 2 points from winning this entire duel against Cal to surge into the semis. Stanford and LSU waiting in the wings to play our final quarterfinal. Caffo. And they're waiting for the sign to see whose point it is. That was close.
A lot of close ones out here today.
And what a
Refs
crucial
coming down
point,
to
too.
make the final check.
It is Cal's point. That would have given UCLA a match point.
Well, they sure are using these lines well today, I'll tell you that. A lot of these calls have been initially called out, and then the up ref goes down, takes a closer look, and in fact, it's in, just tagging a little hair of the line.
Could all come down to the ones. 4s and 5s, by the way, are heading into a 3rd set. Boyd crushes that one, no doubt. And it is match point of the ones and dual point for UCLA. Season coming down to what happens in this next point for Cal. It'll be Lexi Dinneberg back to serve on match point for her pair, dual point for her team. Caffo keeps Cal alive. Still, though, a match point and a dual point on the line.
Well, Caffo is playing at such a high level, and her fire, I love it out there on the court. Coming out, she's not afraid. She knows, I'm coming out swinging. I'm not going to leave anything out there.
Dinneberg will set Boyd. And Boyd misfires. Cal survives another match point and dual point.
Beautiful set coming off, and she just wants that little cut shot, which looks open there, but trying just a little too sharp on that one. And you can see Alex Young-Gomez doing a nice job back there on defense behind the block of Sierra Caffo for Cal. Holding there.
UCLA has 3 more chances before things would really get tight to win at the ones and give the Bruins the victory over Cal and advance to the semifinals. Boyd blocked by Caffo. 3 match and dual points have been saved.
And this is what head coach Megan Owusu said. Come out, we play our best when we're free, the underdogs. And right now, Cal is showing that they can hang in this battle, no problem.
They are definitely in the underdog role right now, as they have just stared 3 match point and dual points in the face, and are going to have a couple more left for UCLA to work with after this timeout.
And taking risks, that was another thing she mentioned, and that was a dive block by Sierra Caffo into the angle. So showing Maggie Boyd, I'm going to take line, and at the last minute, diving in and pressing those hands over into the angle to cut it off.
But if you're UCLA right now, Nicole, and you've just given up 3 chances to win, you've got 2 more in front of you, what's your focus?
Well, the nice thing about this pair is this is their 2nd year together. So they have definitely been in some of these scenarios before. They've had the experience. They can lean on that. But leaning on, yeah, we've been here before, but we've done the work. We've done the training. We know what to do. They both have great ball control, and they just need to go in and take 1 deep breath and do that play. Finish it.
Right now, UCLA is up 2-0. They won the 2s and the 3s, but we're in 3rd sets at the 4s and the 5s. So for UCLA to safely get through, they need the 1s right now, because anything can happen in those 3rd sets down at the 4s and the 5s.
It sure can. This is huge right now at the 1s pairing. And as we said, several points back-to-back here for Cal.
Let's go out to Maddie, who's at the court. Maddie?
I listened in on UCLA's huddle with Coach Jose, who was putting water on UCLA's feet, and the message was very clear from Lexi to Maggie. Pass forward, come in aggressive, then trust my call. I'm going to give you a very clean call late. Trust it and go for it. Don't be afraid to shoot, but come in hard every single time.
All right, let's see if it comes to fruition. Cal serving, match point at the 1s, dual point overall for UCLA. Boyd setting Dinneberg, and Dinneberg clinches it. UCLA under pressure to get it done, comes through at the 1s.
Head coach Jenny Johnson-Jordan said the mantra for us this year is the 3 Bs, bond, battle, believe. And that is what UCLA did today, especially at that tight set 2 for the 1s pairing.
So the 2nd straight sweep for the Bruins. They move into the semifinals of the NCAA championship. It is their 8th NCAA championship semifinal, most in program history. And the Bruins surging into the semis as the number 2 seeds. And I think they would be very happy with that result, because anytime you're playing a team you're used to facing, it's tough. In those 3rd sets, we have no idea how that would have turned out.
No, it is absolutely tough, and you're right. Those two teams know each other well, and the Bruins came out strong. Cal, they had some gritty, scrappy play, and again, pushing those other two courts to the third set. Who knows what would have happened, but they finished it on court number 1 after a tough fight from Caffo and Young Gomez.
So the Bruins become our third semifinalist, and they will await the winner of our final quarterfinal, which is about to come your way. LSU yesterday stunned the number 5 seed TCU, and will be up against Stanford, who's in rare territory. This is the highest seed for the Cardinal. We'll see how they handle it. That is going to be a fun dynamic to watch. LSU is going to have a lot of fans here as well. Holly McPeak, Courtney Lyle, Andrea Carter will be with you for that. But before we start looking at LSU Stanford, let's go out onto the sand. Lexi Denneberg and Maggie Boyd are with Madison Fitzpatrick.
All right, Maggie, for you first. You got targeted a little bit there in transition and serve receive, but how important is it to have trust in your partner in those moments, in those tough times?
Yeah, I think me and Lexi have been through a lot of challenges this year, and we've worked through times like that, and this is different. This is no different than any other game, and I think we just relied on that.
Lexi, this is your last year at Gulf Shores. You've been to the semis so many times. As a leader on this team, what's the message to the rest of the team as you guys get ready for the semis?
Yeah, you know, I think we've been saying all day, just do it right now, don't wait. And I think just staying present, continuing to just be with your partner, fight on your little island that we're on, and, you know, just have fun. I was telling her at the end of the game, like, take this point in, take it in, because, like, it goes by so fast, and then you just want to get back on the court. So, yeah, just keep taking it in.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, and good luck.
Thank you so much.
I absolutely love their recognition of the moment, in the moment. Well, step away for a few minutes, but come on back, because if you think we've had some intensity today, wait till you see LSU and Stanford. Courtney Lyle, Holly McPeak, and Andrea Carter will take things from here. We will be right back to Gulf Shores.